friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 60. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our two cats, Dixie and Daisy. And I love to crochet, and I love to knit, and I love to sew. And you can find all that goodness on my social media links. They are down below, and including my blog, which is where you will find all the show notes. So all patterns, yarns that I talk about will be linked there. And is that everything? I think so. Welcome. Hello. I'm glad you're here. New viewers, returning viewers. I'm glad you're here. So, shall we get started? Get your drink and settle in. Okay, so how has the new job been going? It's going. This week I've definitely felt overwhelmed. And I've been honest with them. Like, I feel like this job is a bit more than I can chew right now. Mostly because everybody's busy and they've got their own stuff to do, and so training me is kind of like when they can fit it in. That's kind of frustrating. But it's like once I know what to do, like I know I can do this job. Just right now it's just a bit much. There's a lot going on. But I do love it. I am so excited I'm there. Every day is a little different, which I love that. I love that so much. So like one day, for those of you who are new, I just got a new job. It's down the street. I can't walk to work yet because right now there's a creek that runs through this campus. It is a school for children with special needs, and then on the other side of the creek where my building is, that's where the adult services are. There used to be a bridge, but it got washed away last spring with one of the storms that we had. So 2 weeks ago we had a groundbreaking with the students. So my job was I went out and I got to take pictures of, well, it was me and another lady, and then other people came and helped, to get all the students where we need them to be and to do the groundbreaking and all that. That was fun. What else have I done? They emailed us there's a live cam so we can sit and watch the bridge being rebuilt. So it's like I can hear it from my office, but it's really cool to finally, to see it on. So like, thankfully I have 2 monitors, so I can have the live cam going and then do my job or learn how to do my job depending on what's going on for the day. What else have I done? So like, obviously we are a non-profit organization, so we get our money through fundraising, different fundraising things. One of them was a 5K, which happened a week or 2 weeks before I started. And so like once we got all the funds, they kind of allocated them to different things. So I got to email people saying, hey, the 5K funded this, go buy it. Like, that was fun. Like, hey, we got you can go buy this new sit to stand lift, to help take the participants to the bathroom, because, sometimes it can hurt, the staff, or we could get them hurt depending, especially in the stalls, they're kind of narrow and trying to maneuver. So this new lift will help with that a lot. So that was fun. School ordered his Flonasium blocks kind of thing. I was like, that sounds cool. Go buy it. That's what you want. So that was very fun to say that. What else? Oh, got my first paycheck, which was nice. But there was an ordeal with that. Nothing is ever easy, is it? So, the system that they use to clock in and out, that I have to use as well. On Wednesday, Ryan was like, it's either like really late or after midnight. You can go and check the app and it'll have your pay stub on there so you can see. And Ryan has been so excited, like, I can't wait to see how much you're gonna make. I can't wait to see how much you're gonna make. So Wednesday night I was checking, hadn't posted anything yet. So it was after midnight and I was sound asleep. It's like, I'm not staying up that late. So Thursday morning I woke up, like, oh, let me check. And of course, you know, you're waking up, can't focus on things. I was like, wait, is that right? And I was like, oh, you know what? Got ready, came back, checked it again when I could focus, because, you know, my eyes were finally working. And it said I made, my pay rate was 1 penny an hour, and so I made 82 cents. And then with all the deductions and everything, my net pay was $0. Of course, I was laughing hysterically because I could not wait to tell Ryan, yeah, I made $0. Anyway, when I got to work, I was like, who do I talk to about this? And they figured it all out. Basically, it was a clerical error. It was a typo. And so they got it all figured out. Just gave me a flat out check for the amount that I would need. And so, yeah, it was funny though. And it is a definite blessing to have this job and the pay rate. I mean, even with not just driving as far as I was, saving on gas, like, that will help. And car maintenance, like, that was going to be a blessing for me. Like, I really didn't care about how much I was going to make, but this job is a blessing, that's for sure. Anyway, enough about job. I did want to say I got the official email from the district superintendent about Ryan's ordination. For those who are new, my husband is a pastor and he has been working on becoming an ordained pastor, and that was supposed to happen in 2020. Obviously, that did not happen. So, it's happening. I got the location, the time, when we need to be there, dress code, which I was like, oh, really? I knew I was gonna need to dress up. That's fine. But anyway, they wanted me to have a dark dress or suit. That was it. So, no fun bright colors, I guess. I found one on Amazon. I'm gonna order it. Hopefully it's what I need. Of course, it was purple. That's dark, right? Anyway, I don't think if I was wearing like bright red, they'd not let me be there. Oh well. What else is going on? Oh yes, yesterday was Worldwide Knit in Public Day, which was super fun. Did you all go and do anything? Let me know in the comments if you did. My friends and I met at the park. It was was about 30 minutes from me because, you know, Chicago suburbs and the traffic, it takes a while. We measure things in time, not distance. But it was a really pretty park, and we found this, they really didn't have much shade, so there was a concession stand that obviously wasn't open, so there was an awning, so we sat under there so we could have the shade. And we're setting up, and we start knitting, and we hear thunder rumbling. I was like, uh-oh. And I could see it coming, you know, because it's flat here. You can see, like, oh no. And so I'm like, is there a backup plan? Is there anywhere else we're gonna go? And oh, we'll be all right. Okay. And then you hear a little bit more, and it's getting darker. Okay. And so we had been there about an hour, and I saw this huge bolt of lightning. It was, I mean, it was miles away, but it was right in front of me, like, whoa. And then about 2 seconds later, this big thunder. It was like, oh. And we all jumped. It's like, yeah, we're done. Well, let's go home. It's great to see you. Bye. Anyway. But it was still fun to get with a couple of my friends. Even for that hour, it was fun to sit and chat. They do have a knit group that they've started going to that meets at a coffee house. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. Let me go get some coffee and knit and hang out. Yeah, I can't wait. So speaking of knitting and all that, shall we get on with the yarny goodness? Okay, so finished objects. I have one. It's one you haven't seen before because I like to get these done as fast as I can because I don't like to show them as I'm making progress. Guess you can kind of tell what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the bag that I use to hold all the stuff that I need, obviously. With this fluff, means I'm talking about amigurumi. Oh, specifically a iconic woman that I crocheted. So this book, again, I cannot tell you how much I love this book. It is amazing. So Crochet Iconic Women by Carla Mitrani, sorry. And this time I made Malala Yousafzai. Are you ready to see my version? I think she turned out so cute. Ta-da! Look at her. Okay. So yeah. I feel like maybe it's the arms that were sewn on weird. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of doing that. Anyway. So here's the back. You can see her lovely curls coming out from the bottom of her scarf. This is leftover fabric I had from a bunch of the masks that I've made, and I stitched it on her, like, so it cannot come off. And then Ryan was like, why didn't you use Wonder Woman fabric? Oh man, should have done that. Anyway, but I figured this looks much better with her outfit. Yeah. So there's my Malala. And so, since she is done, I will read the quotes. So in this book, Carla makes, she has a whole blurb on why she picked that woman. And then she puts several quotes, or at least one quote from each woman. So, Malala is the young lady in Pakistan who was trying to go to school. Pakistani Taliban wanted to pull all the girls off of the bus. She refused. They shot her. She survived, and she is the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner in history. So, of course, a lot of her quotes are about education. I think she graduated last year. She became a Rhodes Scholar for Oxford. So, she graduated from Oxford last year. So she's pretty smart. I like her. So I have the right of education. I have the right to play. I have the right to sing. I have the right to talk. I have the right to go to market. I have the right to speak up. And let us pick up our books and our pens. They are the most powerful weapons. Yes, I agree. Books and pens are pretty powerful weapons. So, makes in progress. I have 4 to talk about. Let's see how quickly I can do this because we are now in the time of year where I have to turn off our window air conditioner to talk to you, and it gets really warm in here. So, let's get going. The first one I wanted to talk about is living in my big llama bag. This is the bag I take with me to my love knots. It's a knit night at my church. Right now we are knitting hats and crocheting hats. I mean, I guess some of them knit hats, but the ones who are knit are making blankets right now. Anyway, we're doing a bunch of chemo hats to send to Crochet for Cancer. Obviously, they will accept knit stuff, but making hats for chemo hats is what we're doing. So I thought I'd use this time to work on my pattern that I'm making for my pattern design. How am I gonna? It's not for myself. Like, I'm creating the pattern and I need to work out the math. So I'm making a bunch of hats with my pattern. That's how I'm trying to word this. Alright, so here's the adult hat that I made. I'm calling it the Hypatia Slouch. Am I showing you the rim or the there's the seam. Okay, got it. So that's what the younger adult version looks like, or the smaller adult version. And then I started working on the 6-month-old version. That's where I was last time. So I have since done stars and finished the whole thing. It's a top-down hat. And then the other day I went through, got the stitch counts I needed for each size and kind of did the math. Because the main hat pattern that I have, I always feel like it's flat and then goes down like this, like the hat just is square. So I want it to be more sloped, so trying to get the math right on that, especially get the math right so I can do the star stitch, because you obviously need a certain amount of stitches for that. So I think I have the math all figured out. I just need to write up pattern for each size. So if you want to test this, let me know what size you would like to try, and we can go from there. I did start another one, obviously gotten so far on it. I don't even remember what size. I think I did 6 to 10, so an older child version of it. Yeah, let's wear this hat. So yeah, if you want to test this for me, please email me what size you want. I will send you that And so yeah, gotta get started typing that up though. Maybe this week I will finish with all of that. The next one that I'm going to show you is one I feel like I'm going to have to start concentrating on like just a few at a time. So this one's probably going to go into timeout for a while because with my new job, I obviously don't get to crochet all day at work. I have actual work to do. So when I'm home, like I only want to work on a few things. There's some things that need to be done faster than others, so here we are. Anyway, I wanted to show you how far I've gone on my moss stitch shawl. I'm calling this my cabbage moss shawl. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't call it that. Basically, it's a scrap shawl. All the scraps from different projects that I've been working on. So all the fingering weight scraps that I've had are all going. They've all just ended up in this bag. And so I got through all the solid acrylic fingering weight scraps that I have. There are some left that I was going to use to delineate between yarns that I've dyed and then the rest of the shawl. You really don't need to know all that, but anyway. So yeah, I took all the yarns that I've dyed. It's all fingering weight scraps. Most of this was socks that I've knit. Anyway, so like I just grab one and roll it into the ball, and so it's, and they call it a magic ball. Is that what it's called when you have so many colors all mixed into one? Anyway, so here is my shawl. So let me make sure I'm showing you the right side because you don't want to see all the ends. Ew. Anyway, so last time I was here, and so like it really hasn't grown a whole lot. Yeah, I started with yarns that I've dyed myself. So anyway, obviously I need to finish with all the yarns that I've dyed. I have a pair of socks that I'll show you here soon, and I have another pair to go, and then once those socks are done, I will have all the yarns that I've dyed. Anyway, the moss shawl is a shawl by Repeat Crafter Me, link in the show notes. Yes, this is probably gonna go into timeout for a while. The second one I wanted to show you that's going to be going into timeout because I'm mad at it is my hot pink sweater that I'm working on. It is living in my Castaway Key bag. The yarns that I'm using, get a hold of it. Hey, let go. This is gorgeous hot pink. Love it. It is right side up, Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK, in the colorway Magenta. I love this color so much. The sweater that I am doing is the color black sweater. You can find this pattern at Yarnspirations. They have taken over the original. Whoever, let's see, it's Clark Keaton, I think was, yeah. It's the original yarn company that had it. Anyway, so this is what I've got so far. I have finished the back. So like here, this is where I was last time you saw, so I didn't have much farther to go for the back. There. That's lean back in the rocking chair and you can see how much it is. Anyway, very nice. And then I started on the front panel and I was like, boy, this looks really long. And then I set it down next to the other one and it's about an inch longer. So I'm like, I miscounted somewhere along the way, or maybe I miscounted on this one and I didn't know. So anyway, it's going into timeout for a while just because I'll deal with it later. Anyway, so yeah, over there. But the one thing that I've been really wanting to concentrate on for this, because I've got a deadline. My friends and I, we have decided to do a challenge where we knit a pair of socks every month. So by the end of the year, we will have 12 new pairs of socks. Okay. That is called, we have a hashtag on Instagram called SocksBox2021. So, most socks I do 2 at a time. I do the basic toe up sock pattern by my friend Wendy, and I do the Fish Lips Kiss Heel by the Socks Therapist. Yeah, the basic toe up sock pattern is a free pattern on Ravelry. If you are interested, there will be a link to that. The yarn that I'm using is yarn that I dyed myself. This is what it looks like all balled up. I don't think it was balled up last time. I think I still had it in the hank. This is what I'm calling Disney Villains. Excuse me. So yeah, it is green and purple, and there's a shot of blue from where the black actually broke. Let me see if I can get it to there. So it looks brown. It's supposed to be black, but that's how the black ended up. That's what happens when you dye with food coloring. It's one thing I found. Anyway, so are you ready to see my socks? Oh, if I can get, hold on, okay. So, everything, okay. Ta-da! Here are my socks so far. This Progress Keeper, this little lion, that is where I started knitting yesterday at World Wide Knit in Public Day. So that's what I got done in an hour. What is that, even 5 rows? Yeah, you're chatting, you're talking, looking at the sky, wondering if it's going to start raining. And of course, we got rain yesterday. So anyway, figured Disney Villains needs to live in my Rapunzel bag because that villain is the worst, I think. Oh, and also I chose the lion because Lion King, Scar, he's a pretty bad villain. Anyway. So those are my socks, and those are my makes in progress. Okay, so just a few more things to talk about. I'm getting really warm. Yeah, it's hot in here. So since I got a new job, I only have half an hour for lunch, which that goes by so fast. My goodness. Anyway, Friday, since my job is just down the street and I have a yarn shop that is a little further away, but not bad, why don't I go to the yarn shop on my lunch hour? Yeah. So, of course, I told myself I was going to put myself on a yarn ban at the beginning of the year because I have enough. I have projects that I just need to do. I don't need to be adding more yarn. Although tomorrow, Monday, we have about 24 people they're coming, new hires that are coming for training. So the training happens in the basement of the building that I work in. And so they decided to line the staircase with pictures of us who work there in the building and just like things to get to know us, all that stuff. I have this is what I wrote up. My verse didn't turn out as bright as I would like it to, so I had to redo it, and there was a couple typos in there as well. But the main thing I wanted to show you is my hobby is crochet and knit, mostly collecting yarn. Anyway, but I have a new job to celebrate. I went and bought some yarn when I was in Chicago with some friends, and then it's like, you know what, I haven't been to Malala in a year. I need to go. So I went and visited Yax, talked with her, and bought some yarn, and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna put the band back on until my birthday, and then we'll see what happens. So yeah, are you excited to see this yarn? Because I'm excited to show you. So, ta-da! Isn't this gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so this is RMR yarn, and all of their colorways are in Spanish. My tongue doesn't like to do Spanish. I will butcher this like you wouldn't believe. But I looked it up, looked up the translation, and it is called A Pinch of Rainbow. I'm like, that's awesome. I love this so much. And then of course, they're like, what are you gonna make with that? I don't know yet. It just leaped off the shelf into my hands and said, take me home with you. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But I got home and I put it with the yarn that I bought in Chicago. And look at this. Like, I think these need to be together. So I need to find a 2-color project for these. I'm thinking a cowl or a shawl. Probably a shawl. But oh my goodness. So yeah, that's going to be something sometime soon. I don't know when, because my production has plummeted already. So, is that everything? I think so. So, again, gotta be quick. Gotta turn on the air again. I'm dying right now. So, I will hopefully see you in 2 weeks, and I hope you have fun with your crafting. Alright, so that's everything. I'm going to say goodbye, turn on the air, hopefully cool off, and so yeah, I will see you in 2 weeks. God bless. Bye! Okay, so make some progress. I have ooh, we have an ant. Okay, let's try this again. So I will see you in 2 weeks, and yeah.